Let me ask you.
Yes.
Neck and neck. Inter and Napoli for the Serie A title.
Napoli will win the league.
Napoli will win.
Napoli will. Inter have shot themselves in the foot with this defeat to Bologna. They've shot themselves in the foot. Napoli will win it. They have a healthy goal advantage, goal difference over Napoli. But 71 points. Antonio Conte can now smell that title.
But he was smelling it before.
Yes,
now.
I know. But the last thing you want to do is to give a man who is chasing you a lifeline. That's the last thing you want to do. Is to give him a lifeline. Liverpool were leading on the final match day. Aston Villa was beating Manchester City 2-0. The last thing you want to do is to let Man City score 1 in that match. They would win before 90 minutes. So you've given Napoli, you've given Antonio Conte, that's bitter. And remember, they are not in Europe. You are in Europe. You have the Champions League distraction one side. I usually say something here. I say, whenever these teams are preparing for a Champions League game or are just coming back from a Champions League game, their games in the league are usually very tricky. That's exactly what happened to Inter Milan. After they had expended themselves in the Champions League second leg against Bayern Munich, that was a very tight game.
But Bologna is also a very strong side. Very strong side.
That's what I'm saying. It's usually very tricky when you're coming back. I mean, look at all the teams that came back from the Champions League, apart from, say, Arsenal. Madrid struggled to beat Athletic Club de Bilbao. Barcelona struggled to beat Celta Vigo. Do you understand? Inter Milan lost to Bologna. It was just Arsenal because they are playing against a team that not really good as well this season, like I said. So it's usually like that. It's usually very tricky. And now Napoli knows that Inter Milan would have one eye on Barcelona for the Champions League, and they don't have anything to lose. They're concentrating fully on the league.
Yeah.
They are going all the way. They are going all the way. If they fail to win the league, then they have only themselves to blame.
Interesting.